All right. On this example, we want to use not a z-score table, but use the empirical rule. Use the 68, 95, 99.7 rule. So the first thing I want to be able to do is put my mean in the middle on my curve. And then I'm going to go up by my standard deviation, up 25 each time. I'm also going to go the other way and subtract 25, subtract 25, subtract 25. So I've got this range and I've got my normal curve. If I just wanted to ask about the probability on the left side or the right side, I would say it's 50% on the left and 50% on the right, because this is a nice normal symmetric data set. So if the average is 120, then 50% of the scores were less than 120. However, we want to go a step further, and we're going to fill this out with numbers for each of these sections. The 68, 95, 99.7 rule. So 68 is our first number. So we're going to take 68 and divide it by 2. That gives us 34. So our two middle sections need to add up to 68, so they equal 34. Next, we're going to use the 95. Now, 95 is going to be all the way from 70 to 170. But since we already used 68 of that, we already have 68 labeled, we're not going to put 68 on there. We're going to take the 68 out of the 95. 95 minus 68, that leaves us with 27 more. We're going to divide that by 2, and we get 13.5. So we can put that in those two sections. The next thing we're going to look at is the last one, 99.7. 99.7, so we've already used 95. So we're going to subtract 99.7 minus 95, and we get 4.7. We're going to split that into the two sides evenly, 2.35 and 2.35. Now there's one last bit, is we know that this should add up to 100%, which means we still have a little bit more because we only went to 99.7, which means there's 0.3% left. But more than that, we have to split it into 2 because this is symmetric. And so now we're able to use those three numbers, 68, 95, and 99.7, to write down a lot of the numbers and show the probabilities throughout this entire distribution. A percentage of scores less than 120 is, okay, so if we look at this, where's 120? It's right in the middle, which means we're looking at 50%. The percentage of scores greater than 145, if we look at 145, we can then look for all the sections that are greater than 145. And now we can add them up, 13.5, 2.35, and 0.15. If we add them all up, we get 16%. Now we could have taken that 50% and subtracted 34. Okay, so there's other ways we could have done it if you wanted to avoid the decimals. Find the percentage of scores between 70 and 145. So between 70 and 145, let's see what that looks like. That's these three sections. So we're going to add up the 34, the 34, and the 13.5. We get 81.5. Add any questions in the comments below.